Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Nathan and Landon Do Business. I am Landon, and with me, as always, is the one, the only, the incontrovertible Dr. Nathan.
My name is Nathan, and I'm here to do business.
Yes. I'm not even sure if I used the word incontrovertible correctly. It just came to mind.
Sure, that's fine.
I thought it would be a good time to use a multiple syllable word
Yeah.
for reasons unknown to me.
I used to use inimitable in my email signatures many years ago.
I like that.
Yeah,
Might I propose indomitable?
that's also a good one.
Yours indomitably, Dr. Nathan. Yeah. Well, Nathan, I've got really big news for you. The biggest of news to share with
Lay it
you.
on me.
Yeah. So, as you might recall from a week ago, we sent a vaguely threatening letter to RC Cola, letting them know that our takeover of their brand was imminent. And
I feel like
a
we
few
were
moments,
we were just warning them about what was coming. Like we
yeah,
weren't doing the threatening. It's like there is a threat coming. We have the solutions. So
exactly. We are the ones who knock, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah.
Anyhow, I received an email in our shared email inbox today from RC Cola, and
Yay.
yes, that's the first response we've ever gotten. What got me even more excited was, you know how you can flag the urgency on the response based on like a red exclamation point?
Yeah.
We got that red exclamation point, brother. They wanted to get back to us urgently.
Nice.
The bad news is it's an email newsletter. so so apparently this email was to let us know that 2023 is the year of beverage portfolio diversification. To me, when I read the subject line, I interpreted that as, oh, I want to get on in this Dagon business and add some more fear-based cola to our product mix.
Yeah,
But
it sounds
no,
like they're looking to
yeah,
diversify. Like we're on the short list, is what I'm getting from that.
yeah. There's no other beverage out there that instills you with mortal terror like ours does, or will, as soon as the nerds make it.
Yeah.
I won't bore you about the entire email, but this is my favorite part is this is what we put in the form field is Nathan and Landon, we are a team, and this is how we're currently being tracked in their consumer marketing database. is, is
I
this.
really hope somebody like looks at the database at some point and is like, Nathan and Landon, we are a team.
We are Nathan and Landon. Yeah, to sell this home, we need to practice or rehearse speaking in unison for our eventual meeting with these people.
Yeah.
Join
We'll just
minds with us.
trade off every other word.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll start. Hi.
Are
I.
we really bad at this so far.
We'll try again later. But I think that first test, I couldn't have got any better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other part of this communication that was interesting is it clicks through to an article titled Drinking Under the Influence, Influencer Beverage Marketing, which, it's about marketing to influencers, a word and a concept that I hate, but
Yeah.
this title seems to be a little bit misled.
It's also over a year old. They said in the newsletter like it's their brand new scheme or whatever, but
Yeah.
they posted this a year ago.
Yeah. Maybe they've kept it in the chamber for just the right moment, in fairness to them. Maybe when they first wrote it, they thought the world's not ready for this type of knowledge. We need to keep it in the vault till the time is right.
You don't want those social media influencers to get too strong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially beverage influencers.
Yeah.
That's something we need to jot down for a future episode is to I'm interested in the world of beverage influencers. That's another rabbit hole. I mean, I don't need to be sidetracked us too much. Have you ever gone down the rabbit hole of scent influencers on YouTube or Twitter or whatever?
No.
Okay. Afterwards, I'm going to send you a few choice links. Prepare to have your life changed. Oh, and I also forgot to say, for those of you who have made it this far into the video, I've been instructed that I'm required by law to tell you to like this video and subscribe to the channel because it helps with the algorithm.
So smash that like button.
Smash it. Yeah. Seduce that like button. Take it out to dinner.
And harass that subscribe button.
Would it hurt you to take a shower and call the like button every once in a while just to let them know how you're doing? Clean yourself up and get emotionally engaged with a like button. This has gone on for far too long. Okay, but anyways, Nathan, I got quite the activity planned for us today.
I'm excited.
Are you familiar with football?
Um, American football.
Yes.
I have a passing knowledge of football. Yes.
Okay, so this is the first week of my life I've ever even become exposed to the concept of American football. Um, I was concussed a few weeks back and I lost all memory of things like this. So, will you please tell me what football is?
Football is a game that is played on your feet, not with your feet. I actually was looking it up during the World Cup. Apparently, it was part of a classification of games that were called football because they weren't played on horseback like polo.
Really?
Yeah. So soccer, football, rugby, like they all fell in the same category as football games.
Yeah.
And then soccer comes from the name association football, like as a
Oh.
nickname for a sock.
For other sports, socks are optional.
Yeah.
That's the delineation between soccer and football.
Yeah.
It's not required, but strongly recommended you wear socks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there other classes of sports where you play in the prone position
I'd like to know about that.
or like
I
on
mean,
your
swimming,
hands?
I suppose. The
Oh
luge.
yeah.
There's all
Yeah.
sorts of positions you can be in for sports.
Yeah.
There's a lot
This
of talk about positions these days.
the word is bandied around pretty recklessly these days. Here's another. Want to hear the best slash worst joke I've ever told?
Please.
Well, there's two of these jokes. One of which I think you. So there's two jokes that I'm most proud of. One of which I think you were present or nearby for is during the birth of my first child, my daughter, and the
Yeah.
doctor came in and said, "Is it a boy or a girl?" And I said, "I'm a boy."
That's a beautiful joke.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the same daughter, she grew up and she started playing water polo. And I would tell my people that, oh, yeah, but Jolie's playing water polo right now. Really proud of her. And they said, oh, water polo. What a challenging sport. And I said, yeah, it's tough on Jolie. Really tough on the horse, though.
Nice.
Well, it takes a minute for people to lock it in, but once it's there,
Yeah.
it's there. So where were we? Oh, yeah, football. There is
Football.
there's a big football game next week called the Super Bowl. Um, I don't know the
Are we
etymology of.
are we
Yeah,
illegally allowed to call it the Super Bowl?
I think
I know they're
so.
picky about that.
Yeah, I think you're only not allowed to talk about it if you claim to be like an official sponsor or part of it. So, I mean, if anyone wants to get ticky tacky with it, I'm just smashing the word superb and owl together like Stephen Colbert does. I'm ripping off that bit. We're
Yeah.
talking about the superb owl. It's a bird
Sure.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're cool. I think we're in the clear. And if you got a problem with it, smash that like button and tell me about it in the comments. Really
Yeah.
helps with the algorithm. Um, yeah. So football is played. The two best American football teams, but the real star of the show, based on my limited understanding of football, are the commercials. And there have been some good ones over the years, Nathan, from my understanding. I don't know why I'm still sharing the RC Cola screen. Let's get back here.
People do seem very excited about the commercials more than the game in a lot of cases. So.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They gather on the TV excitedly to be sold. Who doesn't like to be sold things?
Sure.
It makes one feel important, like you have money, like your rich Uncle Moneybags. Do you have a preferred or most memorable Super Bowl commercial, Nathan? Does one spring to mind?
There have been a lot of classics that infiltrated the rest of pop culture, like the "What's up,"
Yes.
like things like that have stuck with me over the years. But I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd call it my favorite necessarily, but it's definitely memorable.
I like that one because when someone references it, like 25 some years later after it came out, it tells me the class of person I'm dealing with. Like, oh, I'm going to enjoy speaking with you because you're a fun time.
Like, Bud, why, Zer?
Yes. The series of funny animals that sold alcohol. Oh no,
Yeah,
my Siri fired up. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, the series of funny animals that would hawk your products. Those were
Yeah.
terrific. Yeah, there was the frogs. There was the pets.com puppet.
Oh yeah, the puppet thing.
Wasn't there a dancing baby at some point?
I'm sure there was. That dancing baby was everywhere for a while.
It
It was
was.
on Ally McBeal, as I recall.
Yeah. People were just enamored with the concept of babies that could dance. And
Yeah.
that was the 90s. But
It was a weird time for the world.
it was a weird time. But we're not here to look at good Super Bowl commercials, Nathan. No. Because think about it this way, like when I'm looking at movies that people are rebooting, they're already taking successful movie franchises and trying to do them again. But I think that's the wrong approach. You should take a premise that sounds interesting, but failed in execution, and then reboot that. So we're doing something similar today, where we're looking at some of the worst Super Bowl commercials that have ever been published. I did a rousing 25-minute internet search, and I found what I believe to be 5 pretty good examples of bad Super Bowl spots. And we can take a look at them, try and decipher what they were trying to do with these commercials. Then we can talk about ways we can make them better.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, goodness. I am so excited for this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen again with you, and you're going to see the materials I've prepared. As the slide indicates, these are bad Super Bowl commercials.
That is what the slide indicates.
Yes, you passed the test. A++. Okay, so here's the first one. Do you remember this one? Because I don't.
I've had too many run-ins with evil beavers in my life. So.
I should put a trigger warning on this one.
Yeah.
Trigger warning, beaver attack. And I put the year next to all of these because I feel like it sets it in a specific moment in time. This commercial is very 1998. So I'm not going to preface it anymore. I'm just going to jump right in and show you what we're working with here. And if you ever want me to pause at any points, do a little clap or something, or just tell me to pause.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Not everyone in this commercial will have a Miller time, but you might.
Is that Brian from Family Guy doing that voice?
Let me hear it again. It sounded like it. It sounded like Seth
This
MacFarlane.
commercial will have a Miller time, but you might.
That is Seth MacFarlane, I think.
It sounds like.
Hey, let's live in the woods. Our brave forebears making log cabins and hyper fast film stock.
That's supposed to be a beaver?
That's the evil beaver.
Like the Sasquatch of beavers.
And he has a motorbike for some reason. There's nothing more 1998 than this, I don't think. Yeah. I bet that costume smells terrible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, you got the peg leg.
Sure, why not?
So that was the evil beaver.
That was
Not
something.
everyone in this commercial.
Yeah. Whoops. Okay.
I
So
appreciate that they went through the length of writing a song called Evil Beaver and performing it.
I know it had notes of Judas Priest in there.
Yeah.
So this is really what confounded me about this. Most times when I watch a commercial, I can tell what their intent was.
Yeah.
Nathan, help me. What was Miller Lite's intent behind this commercial? What were they trying to do, do you think? Because I have no idea.
I think they're trying to keep people out of the woods because of the evil beavers that live there.
That's true.
And then, by the way, apparently the evil beaver likes Miller Lite. I don't know. They just kind of threw that in at the end. There's no connection to the rest of the commercial.
So are we saying this is a public service announcement?
Watch out for alcoholic evil beavers in the woods.
I want to believe there's like a 3-minute long extended version that has like sad music that's like far too many evil beaver attacks go unnoticed in the American frontier today. Just soft piano, Sarah McLachlan in the background.
Who gave this evil beaver a motorcycle, I wonder?
I know.
Because I can't really place the time frame of this commercial because there's people with peg legs and they're like building log cabins, but then he has a motorcycle. So
I know.
It's not frontier time then. I don't know when this has happened.
So, do you remember the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village?
I do.
Are we in a village type scenario in this commercial?
I think you've cracked it. That's probably it. They're lying to their children that are inside the cabin.
Yes. So the target audience for this one are religious zealots who are trying to go off the grid and live in the woods, but we're trying to warn them of the dangers of evil beavers.
I think the target audience is M. Night Shyamalan. It really inspired him watching this commercial in '98.
The timing lines up perfectly. This is how he got the idea for the village.
Just picture him watching the Super Bowl and just like getting all excited, scribbling furiously in a notebook. I've got it.
You see the candles slowly shrinking on his desk as he's writing furiously.
Yeah.
Gets frustrated with one and balls it up and throws it in the fire. Screams. Yeah. I think that's it. The target audience for this was M. Night Shyamalan. Maybe Time Lords came back and did this. We have to make sure the village gets made. We need to make this commercial.
It was effective, apparently. So.
It was. Wow. I've come completely around on this spot. So, like, my next question for this was...
Not everyone in this commercial will
Stop
have a
playing
Miller
this.
time.
How could we do it better? But after watching after talking about it, I'm not sure we could do this better.
Yeah, I think M. Night got everything he needed out of it. Or Manite, as his friends call him.
Midnight. Yeah, he really did. The only thing I could think of is maybe just making maybe M. Night already improved on the concept enough by making the subtle hints that they weren't actually in the past, a bit more discreet. Because this one, it's like the beaver hops on a motorcycle. That's not discreet at all. You can make the hints a little bit more subtle than that.
Yeah, if they were actually trying to sell Miller Lite, though, lots of room for improvement there.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe having anything to do with alcohol, but
yeah. What if the Miller Lite was poisonous to the evil beaver, but nutritious to the settlers?
ooh.
Yeah.
So the end is like it's a to be continued where you watch the evil beaver die in agony.
It's a 3-part commercial. The last one is the settlers spinning donuts over the evil beaver's grave they just dug. Yeah.
I want to hear the soundtrack to that. Goodbye, evil beaver.
Okay. Wait. Hear me out. What if when you kill the evil beaver, you become the evil beaver?
It's like a Wendigo situation.
Yes, exactly. This could be a whole new set of American frontier mythology right here we never even considered.
Yeah. We should spread the word of the evil beaver. Try to keep people out of the woods.
Yeah, you don't want to become the evil beaver, do you? Stay out of the goddamn woods. Pardon my language, everybody. Sorry. Let's go to the next one. I did this very wrong. Okay, have you seen this one?
No.
Oh my God, I hadn't seen this one until today either. It's really something though. It's this is one of those things where when I watched it, I was trying to comprehend the series of conversations and decisions that led to this being approved and on the air during the Super Bowl. So I don't want to preface it too much. Just get ready.
I really like it was an old lady most of this.
Yeah, it's
Your
amazing.
nose, $6,000. Lips, $3,000. New chest, $8,000.
Don't tell me. I never forget a face. Don't help me here. It's
It's amazing the changes you can make for a few $1,000s.
Bob? Bob Johnson?
Hi, Tom.
Imagine what Holiday Inns will look like when we spend $1 billion. Holiday Inn on the way.
Right? There's a lot to unpack.
There really is a lot to unpack there.
It's like disgusting in the first half when it's talking about these investments this woman has made to her body, as these men just like leer at her like hungry hyenas shortly after a kill. And then the reveal at the end that he's lusting after his old friend. There's a lot here. So again,
All I could think of the first part was inflation. I was like, really? Only a few thousand?
yeah. What a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. That's something, right?
and that's supposed to lure you into a Holiday Inn.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, the premise, I suppose, is the woman transformed herself through a few grand. Just imagine what we can do with $1 billion. So, I mean, are there going to be breasts on all the doors now? Is that what they're promising here?
They're implying that, yeah.
Yeah, a newer, sexier Holiday Inn. We're getting rid of the bed bugs. We're appending breasts to everything.
Stop by the Holiday Inn where all of your former coworkers are trolling the bar with their new bodies.
Mandatory sex change operations for everyone.
Yeah.
it, it was a really ham-fisted corporate communication strategy.
Yeah, that's I was trying to think of the name of the guy in that one.
He's a
Because
pretty
I've
famous
definitely seen him
character
in other
actor.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, he always plays
He's
like
on
the creepy.
Seinfeld, right?
Yeah, yeah. Was that he's the dentist, right?
He's like,
No.
it's gold, Jerry. He was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Gold, Jerry, gold. Yeah. But yeah, he was all over the place in the 90s.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be terrible if you were like typecast as the character actor as like the creepy guy?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a potential gold mine, though. I mean, everybody wants a creepy guy in their show. So if you can lock that market in.
Exactly. I'm always cast as the pedophile, but those checks keep coming in, so I'm going to keep taking those parts. So, yeah, I could see where this one I can kind of tease out the intent. They were trying to say, like, whatever you thought you knew about Holiday Inn, forget about it. But instead, what they come away with is, we are very homophobic.
Yeah.
Get ready for the new, improved, wealthy, homophobic Holiday Inn. You're going to love it.
Yeah. I don't know who greenlit that. That was
Transphobic. Yeah, that was bad.
Transphobic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm yeah, those are bad dots to connect. What year was this? Did you say 97?
Oh, this is 97. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was about 25 years ago or so.
That was a pretty transphobic time.
It was a very transphobic time. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of ways they could have communicated we're investing more in our properties than making fun of a transgender person who looks terrific.
Yeah.
Also, how would you feel? I mean, this is a woman who's in this spot. Like, how would you feel like knowing if you got these casting specs as a woman, like we need you to play this type of person in the script. Like the whole thing is just wrong. So
yeah.
The question I have here though, Nathan, for us is, oh God, I don't want to see that anymore. This one seems like one they need to burn down to the studs. But
yeah, this one seems like they were really hoping no one would ever see it again. The advent of YouTube is not treated Holiday Inn lightly.
No. I want to see this one where this couple is like, remember those old Taster's Choice commercials that were almost like a soap opera where each one was like a vignette of the couple? Yeah. I want to see these two fall in love. Yeah. That's what I would love. I feel like that'd be great. Where like you just stretch this thing out like 15 more seconds and he's like, you look amazing. I'm so glad that you're finally true to your true self. And they fall in love and form a long-standing relationship. It could go from being creepy to being heartwarming where these two find love.
When you said Taster's Choice, I thought you were going to say they did a blind taste test, like with a cis woman and a trans woman. Like, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, go ahead, lick them. You can't tell. Yeah, Taster's Choice was transphobic for a time too. Yeah, so that could be one way to make it better. Do an extended edition and make it heartwarming and touching. The other one would just to be list the improvements you're making on your properties.
Yeah. There's probably other, like maybe bring in the Transformers or something if you're trying to showcase transformation. Like,
yeah, Optimus Prime comes in and demolishes an old one and single-handedly builds a new location of a Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Autobots.
And apparently they have $1 billion to throw at this project. So
yeah,
this is the best I could come up with.
Yeah, no. Transformers would be great. Autobots roll out to the new and improved $1 billion Holiday Inn. That would get my attention. Yeah. Oh, let's move on from this dumpster fire. Unless you have something else to share on this one.
I was just trying to think of how far $1 billion would even go. Like, because there's a lot of those hotels and they're pretty big. Yeah. So I imagine they're a couple million each, right? Like,
oh yeah, easily. Maybe they just dumped it into one super Holiday Inn. Like, there's one that was just like crystal everywhere, and there was like a Picasso in the lobby. Like, this is our $1 billion Holiday Inn.
And the lobby is full of trans women.
Exactly. That's where they all go and protest because of this hateful ad. God bless them. Let's move on from this one. This one creeps me out.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen this one?
There's definitely some Apple ones from the early 80s that I'm familiar with, but I don't know if I know the Lemmings one.
So this one's interesting. I'll get into it here in a minute, but in 1984, that was their really big one with all the people with the gray faces looking at the big brother on the screen. The woman runs in and throws the hammer at the screen.
Yeah.
Huge success. And this is the one that they followed it up with. Famed ad shop Chiat Day produced this in 1985. And I think you'll see why this was the last Apple spot to run on the Super Bowl until 1999.
Wow. They're trying to book the 7 dwarves there?
Yeah, it's hi ho. It's kind of fuzzy here, but they're all marching towards a cliff.
On January 23rd, Apple Computer will announce the Macintosh Office. You can look into it, or you can go on with business as usual.
Or you could commit suicide.
Yeah.
So there we go. Thoughts?
I don't really get what they were going, like the whole lemming trope of like people walking off the cliff is one thing, but this is more like a blind leading the blind, I guess. So because they're all blindfolded.
Yeah.
So, like, what are they trying to say exactly?
I mean, to me, it feels like what they're trying to say is like, don't make decisions at the office just because everyone else is doing it. But they're doing it in such a way that makes people feel like they're idiots. Where it's like, hey, all these people in a row going to the office, that's you.
Also, the lemming thing is not true, right? Like, that's been debunked. So
yeah, a 1,000 times yes. It's been lemmings don't do that.
And what are they trying to say? Like, just stop by the office and just tell your boss you're buying a Macintosh? Like, that's not really how businesses work. So.
The commercial told me we were in single file blindfolded going off a cliff. I'm getting a Mac. Yeah, that's not how it works. Yeah.
And then there's another group behind them, I guess, like waiting their turn patiently.
Yeah. How does a situation like that even arise? Like, okay, we're all putting blindfolds on. It's going to smell like a dusty trail. Pay no attention to it. It doesn't seem like a really accurate analogy for business life. Like,
no, it doesn't.
You and I have both worked in offices for many, many years. Do you ever get the feeling like you're blindfolded headed towards a cliff?
Well, it's got to imply someone at the front of it without a blindfold that's choosing the cliff, right?
Yes. I never thought about it that way. This is someone's strategy.
Yeah. So maybe that is business. I don't know.
We're going to lose 100% of our workforce with this blindfold and march our workforce off of a cliff strategy. But I think it's going to earn some powerful long-term results.
It's better than buy an Apple.
Yeah, I can just see the boardroom conversation. I would rather blindfold and march our staff off a cliff than buy an Apple. Smash cut. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, they nailed it.
They did. It's almost like the people who made this ad have like a juvenile vision of like how business works. It's like, oh yeah, it's all just calculators and phones and notebooks and it's all just the blind leading the blind. Business is so stupid.
Yeah. You know how your dad puts on a suit, grabs his briefcase, and puts on a blindfold before heading to work every morning? We've all been there.
Sure. You know how your dad and his buddies after work every day march off of a cliff? Yeah, of course. Everyone's dad does that every now and again. Maybe this is an analogy for workplace alcoholism.
It could be.
Maybe it's a public service announcement about going to the bar after work. You wouldn't blindfold yourself and march off a cliff if all your friends did it, would you? No, it wasn't that. So knowing that they were, that may not, the overarching message I feel like is similar to the 1984 one, where it's like, don't follow the crowd, break free, be an independent thinker. How could they have communicated it better in this framework, do you think? I don't see it.
Yeah, they always had that goal of saying like, don't follow the crowd, like don't be one of the lemmings there, but just give us your money instead. Like, so
Yeah.
there's always this underlying corporate, like, capitalist gain on their part. So
Don't be a lemming for them. Be a
Yeah.
lemming for us.
we have lower cliffs, fancier blindfolds.
You'll fall right into a ball fit that only smell a little bit like feet, and only one kid has peed in it, probably. Yeah.
I could see why the Super Bowl didn't want them back for 14 years.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, this one is just all around bad. Maybe Steve Jobs could have gotten gender reassignment surgery for this one. No, it's horrible. Sorry. Ready for another one?
Let's do it.
This one is dark. Matter of fact, the next two are dark. The next one is dark, but I laugh every time. But I'm not even going to preface this one. I'm just going to show it to you.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Landon recording after the fact. Legally, I am not permitted to show the audio of this commercial because it's playing the song all by myself. But let me describe to you here what Nathan and I are watching. This is a robot who was just fired from his job for dropping a screw, and now he's wandering aimlessly, looking for work. Having limited success, sad music is playing. Oh, no place for a broken robot. What's going to happen? Surely his colleagues will come back and offer him a leg up. But no, he takes to a bridge. And then, no, that doesn't have the It's a Wonderful Life ending. So, back to our regularly scheduled program. Oh, God.
The GM 100,000-mile warranty. It's got everyone at GM obsessed with quality.
Yes. Yes, Nathan, you heard that right. People at GM are so obsessed with quality, they're having nightmares about ending their lives.
And they will drive robots to suicide.
Yeah.
If they so much as drop a single bolt, which is also not how robots work. I mean, the whole thing is like, it's the exact same thing every time, but
precision. Yeah. If there was a mistake, there was probably human error for the engineers who made the robot, or the software driving said robot. Question: how do you think the human beings who worked at GM felt when they saw this ad?
Yeah, if you were an employee at GM, I'd be worried for my life right there.
You make one mistake, you drop one screw, you're done. Dunzo.
You may as well commit suicide, because that's only sad jobs standing outside of like fast food restaurants are way to use.
Yeah. And that robot, way more skilled than you.
Yeah.
No way you're going to be able to get a job being the drive-through speaker. Only robots can do that. Yeah.
I wonder how long like a software engineer spent programming this robot to look like sad and anthropomorphic, like to try and induce some sort of empathy in us.
I know. This was kind of around WALL-E, I feel like. Maybe they took some cues from there. Maybe they poached some Pixar talent to make this animatronic robot.
Yeah.
The sounds are kind of similar to WALL-E, the kind of little whimper sound right there. Yeah.
I just like to picture him like programming it. They're like, no, it needs to droop its claws like 5% more.
Sadder.
That's the sweet spot right there.
I wonder if the first cut was, if there's like a director's cut that's too sad, where he's too droopy or too sluggish. The network sent it back, not too sad. Yeah. So
I'd like to see the version of this where the robot comes back and seeks revenge on the people at GM. Instead of jumping off the bridge, it's comes back and starts mercilessly tearing the humans limb from limb.
It just drives into the middle of the workroom floor and just starts helicoptering its arm around, just flinging people in parts left and right. That's what I would like. Robot revenge, like Falling Down, but with a robot.
There's definitely a way to cut this without using All By Myself as the backing track, where it's
Yeah.
like a horror movie. And like reverse some of the shots where it like dips its head and just like looks up and just like dun dun dun.
He gets the breaking point. It's
Yeah.
like, at GM, we have a robot that's been pushed too far, and it only wants one thing: revenge.
I don't know who made this, but maybe we could call him up and get him to give us the raw footage so we can make that.
Make the edit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we want to put some Rage Against the Machine in there. Pretty much anything from the Matrix soundtrack, I feel like would work really well. That when he's like doing the whole revenge sequence, that kind of fun techno music.
Yeah.
Make it a little more lighthearted revenge.
Right.
Of course.
It's a fun revenge.
It is.
Is it supposed to imply that the robot is jealous of the cars on the road? Is that what it's trying to say?
I
And it,
think
like
it
sees
was
the
like
cars.
I think he was like remembering his old life, like at the GM plant. Like every time he saw the cars, he was thinking back to his old friends and where he worked, and that's what drove him to the edge of the bridge, as it were. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, why would you want this to have anyone in your commercials see your product and see another person be sad by its appearance?
Right.
Yeah.
You know how looking at GMs fills you with unspeakable sadness and drives you to suicide? Us too.
Get ready. Gather around the television, everyone. You're about to get real sad.
And it's not even like the humans show up at the end. It's like a denouement where they like save the robot and like bring it back to the factory and like, you're doing great, buddy. They just like let it kill itself. So
Yeah.
it wakes up in a cold sweat in the factory.
There was no It's a Wonderful Life moment. It'd be great
No.
if there was like a robot Clarence that shows up next to him and like kind of like empathetically whimpers to him and shows him what the world would be like if that robot never existed.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
No, instead it's GM. The only answer is suicide.
Exactly. You knew it was inevitable. Just embrace it. GM. All right, Nathan. Are you ready for the darkest Super Bowl spot that's ever aired?
Absolutely.
You've probably seen this one before. I'm gonna wager that you have. Do you remember the boy spot?
I think I've heard. I don't know if I ever actually watched it. I don't watch much of the Super Bowl myself. So
This is. I mean, this is very 2015. It's very twee. You know, has all these like mid 2010 sensibilities. I'm just gonna no more commentary. Just buckle up for a journey.
Hey, wait! Yes, wait! I'll never learn to ride a bike. Or get cooties. I'll never learn to fly. Or travel the world with my best friend. And I won't
So suicide
ever
is the
get
only
married.
answer.
It's getting there.
I couldn't grow up because I died from an accident.
At Nationwide, we believe in protecting what matters most. Your kids. Together,
It's played at
we
the
can make
Super
safe
Bowl.
happen.
Wait.
Accident. I couldn't grow up because I died from an accident.
This played at the Super Bowl. Can you believe it? I mean, I watched this live at a Super Bowl party. You know, there was drinks, there was fun, you know, we were talking and having fun, and this spot comes on. You could hear a pin drop by the end. And finally someone asked, did we just see a commercial about a dead kid during the Super Bowl? To which I responded, yes. Yes, you
Any
did.
number of dead children, really. They showed
Yes.
several possibilities how this kid died.
I know. The funny thing is, I read a case study on this ad. A big ad agency made this. I think it was Ogilvy and Mather. And all the tests were super positive. Everyone said it was breakthrough, helped them understand like hazards for certain, things. But what they didn't take into account was the context in which the ad was going to be played.
Yeah.
It's like during a party. And so it fell completely flat. I don't think we can make this ad any better. I think it's perfect.
Was their goal to try to warn you that like kids drown if you don't pay attention to them or whatever? Like, was that the stated goal? The people sitting around at Nationwide just like a lot of dead kids these days. You ever notice that?
I can't get to work without tripping over at least 3 or 4 dead kids. This has got to stop.
And from Nationwide's perspective, they want you to pay for their insurance and not have to pay out for the dead kids, right?
Exactly.
So...
I can see some guy chomping a cigar. We're losing way too much money off of these dead kids. Yeah. Got to be something we could do about it.
So if it was like some national security council or whatever, it's one thing, but they're only trying to save kids so they can save a few bucks, right?
Exactly. Dead kids are expensive. Exactly. How I wish this would have ended is, I think as Nationwide has Peyton Manning as their spokesperson, right?
I think so.
I would love it if the kid was killed by an errant football from Peyton Manning. Just gets drilled by it, and then it ends with the jingle, dun, 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 and then everyone's crying. That would be good.
Like whips it into the stands and nails this kid.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning. We've had a lot of fun here today, but you know what's not fun? Dead kids, especially ones that I've killed on accident. Oh God. This is my all-time favorite bad Super Bowl commercial. It just takes the cake. Every once in a while, I'll just be going about my business, doing my daily work, and I'll think about this and I'll start laughing uncontrollably because I'm dead inside. Not unlike the child in the spot.
The funniest part of that is that they actually CG'd some weird cooties in there, which totally makes no sense for the rest of this commercial.
No. Well, that's what I was saying. It's so like 2010s twee, like with like the goggles on his head when he's on that weird like fantasy hang glider.
Yeah.
He's in that boat like Life of Pi style. There's such a timestamp on this thing, like, and also the soundtrack where it's like, whoa, whoa. Yeah. There was a time where every song in a commercial was like legally required that you had to have like a hey thing in the background with hand clapping and then the high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a terrible job of singing that. I apologize to everyone who had to hear that. So yeah, these were all the ads.
That's a very special ad to watch in the middle of the Super Bowl.
I know. Yeah. So my only suggestion to make it better is to have Peyton Manning murder the child.
And then, well, back to football.
Exactly. Get Nationwide, or Peyton Manning will murder a family member of yours. So, yeah, that's a spot we would make.
You know those kids that you're ignoring to watch this game? They're probably dead now.
Do you have a big pool of standing water in your home? Oopsie daisy, your kid's dead.
They're probably under the sink right now, just making their own cocktails under theirs.
It's like candy to them. Yum, yum, give me some. Now they're dead. Nationwide, the official sponsor of dead kids.
Yeah, they should lean into that.
They should. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody pays out more for dead kids than we do.
There's nothing that can ease the pain of your heartache right now. Well, even the money, even though the money's great, it's better than great. It's awesome. Nationwide, make money off your suffering.
Your kids are going to die anyway. May as well make a couple bucks off it.
Nationwide, insurance fraud. We're cool with it. Wink. Yeah, these are tough times.
Yeah. Gotta stretch those dollars, make the ends meet,
Exactly.
Insurance fraud on the backs of dead children. If your kids drown in a bathtub, we're not going to ask too many questions.
Wink. That's the official tagline. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is everything I had for us today, Nathan. Are you pumped for the big game now?
Oh, I can't wait now. How many dead kids and trans women will be in the Super Bowl this year? Only time will tell.
That should be like the joke bets this year is how many dead kids will appear in commercials.
Prop bets.
Yeah. We should absolutely the over under on that is what, like 10?
Yeah. Yeah, it showed a lot of like crime scenes there, different ways your kids could die. So there's at least 3 dead kids in that scenario. And that's just in one commercial.
It's very fertile terrain to play in. It's hard not to pay attention when dead kids are at play.
Yeah.
I can just see the advertising trades, and some brand is like, this year we're upping the game. We're murdering 97 kids in our Super Bowl spot. Go on social media. If you can count all the dead kids, you win a prize.
We're reaching out to all those dead kid influencers.
Dead kid influencers.
Yeah.
Hit us up on TikTok. We have a new dead kid dance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone watch the Super Bowl.
We gotta have I can't wait.
Comment down below how many dead kids you think there'll be this year.
If you get an accurate guess in the comments, you'll get a shout out on our next broadcast, seen by dozens of people.
And if you don't subscribe, you'll be attacked by the evil beaver.
His motorcycle's bigger and then louder, and he's become more irate and aggressive as the years go by.
He's running down children as we speak.
Killing all those settlers only gave him a lust for blood. He's unstoppable now.
And now he smashed a Miller Lite, still riding that motorcycle around. Coming for you.
On the back of his bike, he's got his beautiful trans wife. God, we're so proud of both of them. They've made it so far. They're an inspiration to everyone. I think we've done it.
Yeah, we nailed it.
Congratulations, Nathan. So now I suppose we just need to wait for the phone to ring from the folks at RC Cola after they see this video and they know how good they're going to have it after they work with us.
Yeah. We can get them on the Super Bowl. And apparently there's no quality control over suicidal robots or whatever you want to put in the ad. They'll take anything. So.
Exactly. So yeah, listen up, RC Cola. We'll make you a dead kid spot. Easy. We'll quadruple revenue.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been terrific. Nathan, thank you for playing with me in this space, helping me workshop some ads for the Super Bowl. I'm feeling really good about the direction our business is headed. We're going to make money any day now. I just know it.
Yeah. We're just about to pop.
We're right on the cusp of earning our first dollar.
Yeah.
So anyways, folks, thank you for joining us. I, as always, have been Landon.
I continue to be Nathan.
And you're welcome, America. Tune in next week for a topic that I will determine at some point in the next few days. Hasta luego.
Bye.